you ever wake up and instantly start criticizing yourself? The things that you didn't finish yesterday, the way that you look, or maybe just where you thought you would be by now in life. As the holidays get closer this time of year, that inner voice tends to get a little bit louder. You start to see people posting their perfect houses, their perfect plans, their perfect families, and it can just start to be a lot and you can start to spiral. But here's the truth. You don't have to carry those thoughts into the last months of this year. In today's Girl Check-In, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful shifts that you can do to completely change your self-talk, and that way you can actually reset your mind and transform your life. And that way you can actually go into this season and 2026 feeling lighter and stronger than ever before. The third shift I'm going to talk about is the one that really changed everything for me and made it all so real. These 3 shifts need to be done in a particular order. They need each other. You can't do one without the other. So just stay with me, because I promise if you do all 3 of these things, you will completely change your self-talk and become the version of yourself that you want to be and start 2026 already ahead of everybody else. Welcome back to the Girl Check-In. If you're new here, I'm Michaela. This is your Sunday reset. This is where we get real, we talk about growth, and we step into the best versions of ourselves. And it's like your weekly little motivation. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that right now so you don't miss any future episodes. Make sure you grab yourself a cozy beverage. Today I have my pumpkin coffee, and I thought it would be so fun to drink it out of my Witch's Brew mug. I think this is probably one of my favorite mugs. I got it off Amazon, I think like last year or the year before, and it's just so fun. If you've been watching any of my videos, you'll know that I love all things witchy, so it was fitting. It was totally fitting. I'm gonna get a sip and we're gonna dive into the very first shift. Ooh. That first sip is unlike any other. I know how exhausting negative self-talk can be. There's literally so many times that I would wake up and already start feeling behind and comparing my day to everybody else's, especially the second I picked up my phone. It felt like I was living in the same criticism day after day after day. And if this is how you're feeling too, the first shift that you have to make whenever you are trying to change this negative self-talk that you have with yourself is becoming aware of it. A lot of us have no idea how cruel our inner voice has become because we're so desensitized to it. We're hearing it all the time, constantly going in our heads. It's kind of like whenever you hear the same song over and over again, you just kind of stop listening to the lyrics. And whether or not you actually hear those words or you're just so used to them, it's still shaping how you feel and what you believe about yourself. So here's the very first thing you're going to do. Tomorrow morning, whenever you wake up, before you reach for your phone, before you do anything, you are just going to pause for a second and you're going to listen for that very first thought to show up. Is it that I'm already behind? Or I feel so exhausted? Or maybe it's today is gonna be so freaking hard. Once you identify what that thought is, I want you to name it out loud. Maybe think like, oh, well, that's a critical thought, or that's just the worry talking. I know, this can feel a little silly, but I promise you there's actual science behind this. UCLA and other neuroscience labs have proven that if you can label a thought, it helps to calm the emotional triggers you have around it in your brain. It moves the experience from the reactive part of your brain to the more rational part, which I look at this as like it's putting a spotlight on a shadow. It makes it so much less scary. When you can really call out a thought like this, you're telling yourself, I am the observer. I'm the one noticing this, therefore I'm not controlled by it. And that little pause, literally just those few seconds, is a break in that loop of negativity. And once you can actually have that break and have a little crack in that loop, you have room to go choose something different. So once you've caught the thought, you've named it, now you're going to choose the state that you want instead. This is where Dr. Joe Dispenza's idea of becoming greater than your environment comes in. A lot of the times we wake up in the morning and we let yesterday set the tone. The same thoughts, the same emotions, the same stress. It just goes on repeat. And then without even realizing it, you start living a day that you have already lived. So what you need to do before you even leave bed, he talks about this, is ask yourself, who do I want to be today? What do I want to feel? Maybe you want to feel more calm that day, and that way you can move through your day without feeling so panicked. Maybe you want to just feel joy, so you want to actually appreciate the little things throughout your day that you would normally just blow past. Maybe you want to feel more capable so that you're able to fully tackle your to-do list. Whatever it is, I want you to just rehearse it in your mind. Picture yourself moving through your day as that calm and capable version of you. See how she walks, hear how she talks to herself, and let that version of you become so vivid that your body starts to actually believe it. That is not imagination, that is neuroplasticity, okay? That is your brain rewiring a new pattern in real time. There's one question I ask myself every single day, and it's completely changed my mornings, and it's, what is one thing I can do today to honor that version of myself? It could be as simple as going for a walk before you even open your laptop to start your work. It could be actually making yourself a nourishing breakfast instead of skipping it. The point is, it does not have to be something big, it just has to be intentional. That one question breaks the autopilot of negativity for me, because instead of living a day that my past self dictated, I start living the day that my future self has already chosen. The third shift that has really changed the game for me and makes all of these changes real and can start reflecting in your environment is to do one daily tiny action that is going to prove that new story that you've chosen. This is where that change is going to become real, because our brains don't believe the words that we tell it. It's gonna believe the evidence. Think of it like you're collecting receipts on the person that you want to become. Every time you do one of these small actions, you're basically giving your brain a little slip and being like, hey, see, I told you I am that new calm and capable version of myself that I have been telling you that I am. This action can be so ridiculously simple. In fact, it should be, so that you don't give yourself the excuse not to do it. It could be journaling for 5 minutes before bed, reading a page of a self-help book, verbally expressing gratitude around you. The power is not in the size of the action, it's in the consistency of the evidence that you're giving yourself. Neuroscience literally shows that small repeated wins create new neural pathways, which is exactly how habits and identity shift over time. The action itself is what rewires your belief. Think of each check mark like a brick in a foundation. It's very tiny on its own, but over days and over weeks, it becomes a structure and a foundation that you can stand on. And let me tell you, when you practice this enough, your environment is going to catch up to that new identity. Your mornings will feel different. You will start to carry yourself different. And the people around you, they're going to start responding to that new energy that you're bringing. And that is how you know that it's no longer just something that you're trying, it is simply who you are. So here is your girl check-in challenge for the week. In the morning, the first thing I want you to do before you grab your phone or anything is to notice the very first thought that you have. Whatever it is, you're going to acknowledge it, and then I want you to ask yourself, who do I want to be today? And I want you to rehearse that in your head and in your body over and over again. And then you're going to choose one small thing that you can do that day that is going to prove that new identity to yourself. And if you do this every single day, you're going to see huge changes, and you're gonna look back and not realize how quickly it all happened, and you're gonna be so proud of yourself. And you'll be able to move through this holiday season without spiraling, without the negative self-talk, because you've become so aware of your thoughts. You have become aware of your feelings and the stresses, and you're able to control them and not let them control you. So I really hope this video helped you out. I hope it gave you some inspiration if you are struggling with negative self-talk or even seasonal depression, because that's just where a lot of this really stems from. There's so much of this time of year that is beautiful, but there's also parts of it that can be a little hard. For me personally, it's just the days being shorter and the nights being longer, but it's okay. We can take advantage of it, and we're gonna use it as an advantage for a few months. So I really hope this video helped you out, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to comment below what small action you're going to do today to prove your new identity to yourself, and that way we can all support each other. So thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you at your next girl check-in. Bye.